we could be seeing PentAce picking that sort of hero as opposed to, let's say, the Storm Spirit again.
Or they'll just do Enigma.
Or they'll do Enigma.
They'll throw everything out the window and just throw up Enigma. So, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. That's actually it is still one of the better picks versus this Tidehunter, and it kind of like it scares Latam Defender maybe a little bit because it might just be the it could be 4 or it could be off. That's the other thing. There's so much you could work with it on the Enigma right now. Even 5. I've seen 5 Enigma though. It sucks. And Troll will be the response. I still feel like Enigma is good against Troll.
It's an incredibly obnoxious hero. The Kraken Shell doesn't do anything whenever he does eventually black hole you. And again, they pick the Troll. I mean, it's good versus the Eidolons if he's able to ever get on top of them, that is. But again, you're going to be losing out on a creep every single wave. And unless they can get something, it is going to be Enchantress Troll Warlord in that lane. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like the Enigma is going to feel too pressured, but here we are going to see PentAce make some decisions whether or not this bounty is going to be a 4 or they're going to very calmly pick up their 5. I still think the Witch Doctor would be pretty great for them, or even turning around and maybe getting the Lion, just wanting a little bit of disable for that Troll, maybe a little bit more burst for that Tidehunter, just so they can get some of these kills, because they are lacking a little bit of consistent disable on all of their heroes, but we'll have to see. 20 seconds left. They can't wait too much longer.
It might be still the Storm Spirit. And they're going to go Lion. All right. I mean, this is that reliable burst that they can get upon. It's not just in finger alone, but I mean, Earth Spike does a lot of good damage, and they have more reliable disables, because right now you're looking at it and you really just have Boundless Strike and, I mean, I was going to call it Malefice, but that's not actually what it's called. What is it called?
Oh, is it not
The
Malefice?
stun? Is it Malefice? It is Malefice.
I'm talking about Enigma.
Yeah. In my mind, I'm like, I hear Malefice and like I think of Witch Doctor.
And it completely makes sense. Similar to the last game, it's going to just be really difficult for Tide, especially he's going to get his mana drained. And okay, flipping the script a little bit.
I mean, Lion is really good against this hero. Is the other problem? Is just you get one good stun off, and since Lion has a secondary follow up every time, like it'll catch him. But then this also makes it to where that PentAce have to focus multiple stuns at this point. Like they have 2 targets that they really have to put full disables out on, and that might maybe give them that little bit of situational problem there.
And it's really just in the buy where Lion has that. It's not a long cooldown, whereas Tide so far, that is your only disable on your team. It's really just him in the Storm Spirit making plays, and you have Vortex and you have Ravage, and that's it so far. And you have to be very quite careful. And they ban the Rubik. That's a good ban.
Yeah, that's a premium ban here. They still need a support on the side of Latam defenders, unless this is like a weird 4 Tide, but yeah, this is an amazing ban. You've got Finger, you've got Spike, you've got Hex, Boundless Strike's even good on Rubik, Track, Black Hole, Malefice, Midnight Pulse. Like, there's so many good spells to steal in here. It was a perfect ban.
Well, and similar to the SG game earlier, we did see, I believe there was a Storm Spirit in that game as well, and you have this Black Hole, but you don't have a Medusa this time around. You don't have that to bleed into the damage. Instead, you have this Troll Warlord, and I feel like PentAce, no matter what they pick up on Latam defenders, they might just reach for that Tusk, as we see that is it is a soft answer to the Enigma, as you still have to be very careful. If you blink, just are not careful enough, or even picking up the Aghanim Shard on Enigma, you blink into that black hole, you try to save people with Snowball, and it turns out bad, then you're just going to be feeding on that Tusk as well. But I feel like that's the hero that Latam are sort of eking forward.
You know, what's funny is that we always talk about that micro black hole that comes from the Aghanim Shard, but I don't think a single time we've had an Enigma they've actually bought the shard.
We saw Gremlo buy it, but we did not see Gremlo use Black Hole. Yes, so that was unfortunate. But at the same time, PentAce, they need a mid laner, and they need a real hero. The Enigma ban, very adept, or sorry, the Invoker ban, very adept, very good. It would have been exactly what they want, but again, really, he's got a big hero pool. They can't pick the Death Prophet for him anymore. They might reach back for the Quap. And sort of forgetting about it, I guess there was still Earth Spirit in the pool. Barana swapping out for that ban and being able to last pick it isn't the worst thing, but again, Earth Spirit doesn't touch Enigma. While in the lane, you might be able to get some cheeky kills. Once this mid game really starts rolling, I feel like the Earth Spirit might not be strong enough. And the bounty hunter is going to be chasing him around, trying to give him a poor game as well.
Yeah, I mean, the bounty hunter's playing as a Nyx assassin, more or less, because he's going to be running around getting the information quite consistently in this game. And that was what we saw in our first bounty hunter today. And, okay, well, all right. All right, well, this is going to be a boring game. All right, just 20-minute game or a 70-minute Black Dragon fight. We're going to see the DK be the last pick.
About it. I always forget about it whenever I see this Roya guy play. He's one of those. He's just a classic mid laner where if you're good at Storm, you're good at DK. It's that like trifecta of Quap, Storm, DK, Weshrak. They're always comfort pick heroes. Maybe in a better patch you had a TA thrown in there, but it's just it's very safe. PentAce have a very solid lineup, and I feel like the only person to really pop off on that team it's really just going to be Snake King and Z-Freak. And we've already seen, however, Bounty Hunter is just such a strong hero. He's able to make so many plays across the map, and any pickups you give to PentAce, it's just going to be a very scary game. And again, with Ryoya, he's going to get the Blink Dagger. He's going to start making rotations, and that's where Nana is going to have to be very cautious. Is playing the DK versus Storm, you always need to be careful of that reinitiation, of that Dragon Tail, and it's a very good solution, I think, to the Latam Defenders draft.
I still just can't get over that there's only one real interrupt for this Enigma. I mean, we haven't really seen actually that many black holes with the total Enigmas in our total games and series that we've cast. I feel like it's just, I go back to this saying all over again, and every single time we have it, it's the threat of having the ability in the first place that also draws to that factor. And we don't really need to see like a good black hole pop off, but as soon as one does, like that changes the game so much. Like Artosh had multiple chances to actually win that series because of the fact that the Enigma existed.
Exactly, and that's when where the DK really slots in perfectly. Is that frontliner? That is the person who's going to be up there hitting the towers with the Monkey King. So Snake King doesn't really need to ever show. He needs to hide in the trees. He needs to be very patient. And Latam defenders, aside from the Storm Zip, and Storm Zip is one of the greatest tools for getting on heroes clearly, but their vision game isn't quite as good as PentAce's, as they do have the track. They do have sort of these heroes that are easier to get the info with, and whenever a fight breaks out, that's everything. The initiation, as we've seen time and time again, is everything in Dota.
Initiation is key. It is the biggest decider in a game. 100%. Okay, I want to check this. Is it Malphus? It is Malphus. That's what I thought. Yeah, Snake
He's in a really good
trouble.
spot.
The smoke has been broken, both time and physically. I don't... Okay. That was weird.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just a sixth sense maybe in Snake King. He was just ready for it. He was just, I've never seen a player stand on this high ground the way he was, almost baiting, seeing what Latam were going to do. But as soon as they see that roll, then they know that bottom lane, there's most likely not going to be anybody here. And it's a sad walk to the bottom lane for Valkyrie.
Yep, no easy first blood to claim this time. I mean, they didn't get one last time either, though, but it will still be a 2-2 even bounty rune pickup, one way or another. Alright, so does Tide win this lane? That is the question. Looks like it might be tri-laned, actually. The Monkey King? No, the Monkey King usually wins this lane. Okay, it's going to be dual.
Yeah, Z-Freak will TP top. It is a little unfortunate, as it's actually Latam that might be tri-laning for a little bit here, let the Tides suffer. But we're not seeing any sneaky plays so far. We're even seeing Snake King getting the double deny. He just wants to make it very difficult. Actually, what did he deny?
I think he ate a ranged? Did he?
No.
No, it's here.
I have no idea. Where did he get
Is it a melee
from?
creep?
I'm very confused.
Oh, he might have ate an enchant creep? No. Not that early.
I've got no idea how he had Eidolons out already. I mean, but
looking at his XP, he has yet to deny a gold-giving creep.
Wait, and now they're double wave. Did Snake King get... Snake King did not demonic convert an entire wave, but now it looks like... I mean, the wave's pushing into him. This is normal stuff. Z-Freak got the courier.
I mean, that's the power of the bounty hunter. I mean, we saw it in our first game of the day where it was the bounty hunter, and now we see it again. And it's the... hell, the couriers are not safe. Let's just put it that way. There isn't a ward to scout it out, whereas last game we did see the ward that was in the Y here. But, I mean, that's not going to stop Z-Freak.
Well, and again, we're in a situation, we'll see how much of this Z-Freak actually decides to sap, but he's keeping this large camp blocked off, and it's going to be none of it. Snaking's just going to get, looks like it's going to be level 3 again. He's just getting 3 waves, 3 range creep pushed in, and they're chasing around this bounty hunter instead of contesting it because they know how annoying it is, and they might be able to get a little bit of a punish out onto him, but Kukahook's not farming. He's not getting any of this XP.
Yeah, he's, I mean, they're trying to get that XP and gold in the form of killing Z-Freak, but I mean, Z-Freak's just playing with fire and he knows how to throw it. And catch it, apparently. There's no sentry here to scout out the fact that he's here, and there is a courier coming in.
He's very low as well. He might decide,
he wants it though.
He wants the boots.
Yeah, he knows. There is a sentry here though.
They
get it immediately. Yeah, they ping him because the sentry is right here. They even throw spears at him, so just to make sure that he knows. And they reveal him as well, so he's actually gonna be going down here. Ranged axes will confirm it. Yeah, Kukahook very happy to get that kill because now not only he can get his boots, but Bounty Hunter is dead.
And I like that Kukahook is getting these boots just so he's going to be doing a lot of running around, trying to stop the snaking from getting pulls off, trying to get on top of Z-Freak, and that's exactly what he needs. Yeah, they were going on him.
Yeah, I saw that Fear was taking quite a bit of damage there, but yeah, he'll be fine though. He had Jinju up. Or Jingu, sorry.
And it's the only time you can really punish this Monkey King is the low levels. Not having a Jingu Mastery level 1 is quite bad, but popping the level 3, he will have that second level and he'll get a little bit better. But same, getting boots first. He just wants to pressure the offlaner as much as he can.
And this is a lane where he can really get away with that. There's no contest that they could really put it out because Moonlight though is pretty good against Fear. It's just you could see that he's able to adequately output damage. Of course, with the help of the Orb of Venom.
And again, 4-minute runes coming up. Really, not a care in the world. Doesn't really need to worry about getting it for himself, but instead, it's going to be Nana who's really going to be fiending for those runes. He's got a full bottle. If he gets the rune, he's going to be very happy on top of it. But that's the power of this DK. He wants to be here. He wants to be annoying. And let's see if he guessed right.
Ooh,
no,
it is top, and it's an arcane as well.
Rune.
This is actually really good for him. Yeah, he's just going to grab it. All right, I figured. I mean, Z-Freak is level
really
2.
Just wants to stay here.
Z-Freak's level 2. He might actually go for the Janata with the arcane refreshing, but I doubt it.
It's not be Valkyrie. He's trying to cut creeps, and
yeah, there's a roll.
It's a little bit crazy from Moo.
Yeah, Moo is actually going to be going down here. He's taking quite a bit of damage. Not much they can really trade out there, and I mean, hard to run out of Valkyrie, and with that Earth Spirit nearby.
And again, Z-Freak kind of playing the sacrificial role where he doesn't have the same amount of levels or farm as, let's say, a Tiny would have, where you're sapping it. You're kind of trading 1-for-1 with your offlaner, but he is getting a lot done, and you're right, he can't do anything versus Valkyrie. This Tide's just going to continue to try and cut these creep waves, but Fear's taking notice. As Valkyrie, oh, he's getting creep blocked.
It's getting stacked up here, though. Fear doesn't really have a lot of damage to trade into Valkyrie here. Especially since he just wands into having enough for another anchor smash, but he's caught in the creeps.
Okay.
Well, he's under the tower, but you see Z-Freak lining up. He's going to wait for him on the outside connector. The jump in from Fear as well. Valkyrie keeps on quelling up some trees here. I mean, he bought a lot of time. And he will still go down, and you don't really want to be throwing trades out. And jumping back over to the mid. I saw that the Enchantress is hanging out nearby. He's got the Kamehameha creep.
Even though it's a very strong nuke, they don't really have enough damage to kill Relay. I don't think Nana doesn't have enough mana, and he's going to need the 6-minute rune. If anything, it's a great way to ensure that, but with Moonlight, oh, they're bringing everyone here.
Yeah, this
Valkyrie's
is a
here as well.
4-man squad here. They want to go on this DK, and I mean, they see his ult down too, so like all of his kit is available in front of him. And now they get 1 kill there, and they might be able to get Moo. They rotate around correctly here.
Oh, they see the DD. That's a very nice... Oh, Z-Freak?
Oh, he ate a range creep and bot? Why? How? Well, it looks like they are still hanging out here 4 in the mid. I mean, that does give Fear a little bit of extra free time to farm. And The same can be said for the Enigma. Snaking having a, he's actually having a pretty good time in here. He's a little bit behind, though, in comparison to the opposing safe laner. Not the opposing off laner, however, 300 difference.
And you see, he's just really focusing on denying. He's trying to keep Kukuhook pinned down as much as he can. And at the same time, he's just been playing in Snaking's jungle as much as he can, trying to be obnoxious. And
well, Udomi doesn't have a force staff or anything. Can't really get pulled around. However, there is going to be a roll, and now we'll get pushed
nice
to the low
kick.
ground. While Udomi's courier does get picked, though. You see Moo there. He's just going to stun the bird. He doesn't want any more of that bird stunning action going on here.
At the same time, there's a little bit of a brawl top, but Valkyrie is he's just running around without the proper amount of heroes again. They really need all three to punish him. Fear is just going to have to let him do what he's doing, let him get away with this wave.
Oh, this brings me back to the Axe days where you would just build the, not PMS, because that got nerfed, actually removed and then nerfed. Because it got put back in and then nerfed again. But this brings me back to where you would be Axe in the bot lane with 2 stout shields. And one set of tangos, and that's just all you did.
You'd send out salves, and there's nothing they could do about it.
There was also a Darkseer meta, where Darkseer was doing that every time as well.
You just body block the waves, and there's not much anyone could do about it. You get your level 2 or 3 very quickly, but at the same time, this game, I think, is going to really slow down. It's really just so basic about the runes. What is Nana able to find? And it's really going to slow down up until that Orchid timing. And at the same time, you see Ryoya queuing up that Blink Dagger. Zephyr sniped an Arcane from under his nose. And once Ryoya gets this Blink Dagger, then he can start making the aggressive plays on the Troll, on the Tide. But until then, he's just going to try and use his ultimate to roll as many T1s as possible.
I mean, that is the sort of wealth of a Dragon Knight, right? It's you stand in the mid lane, you get levels, you press R on tower, tower go boom. It's my favorite quote ever since I accidentally said it in CN. Tower go boom.
Well, and now with the Necro top, it's just a dead tower. There's so
yeah,
many
Eidolons. He doesn't even have to DK ult for it. It's just dead. Got the double set of Eidolons going home here. You got your tier 1 Necronomicon as well, and I mean, Snaking is farming extremely well. This is a much better Enigma game than we have seen in past.
And I'm surprised they wanted to give it up that early, but really just made the rotation in case they wanted to bring that Tide.
Bot lane.
Yeah, on Fear.
Yeah, Fear's going to be in trouble here. He is going to be able to get the stacks, though, and silenced up. It is a little bit... Well, we'll go ahead and just drop the Boundless Strike and the Jingu, able to give them that heal back. Udomi Courier getting
Snaking
again.
Snaking the only one to really respond to that TP bottom, and Udomi's actually in a little bit of a wild spot, but
yeah, Fear, he's trying to find a good spot for the jump, and we'll start the channel. Nana here as well, though, and they are going to be able to put Fear in a precarious location, but roll into the black hole. They will find 2, as well as Boundless Strike that goes through. Moonlight will be next to fall, and the Valkyrie is just out of there.
And I mean, they had a complete vision of everything that was going on there. If you were Latam, they had this great ward. It wasn't dewarded either, and they just thought that they were going to be able to burst the monkey, I suppose. They didn't really expect Snay to be there, but I can't even say that because the ward sees all. They should have known better, and at the same time, they get this mid tower as well. And again, PentAce are finding these trades that Latam just aren't finding.
Regen Rune also for Snaking. Basically, he gets this nice reset. He's got the tier 2 Necronomicon coming in on the mail pretty soon here. And the DK ult is... Actually, I was going to say he's still available. Looks like he's using it now to farm for a little bit. It's actually not that good to farm with it at level 1. I'd like to get that...
Once he gets that level 2, we'll start seeing him. He's already the top of the net worth. You just need to spend so little regen, or so little cash on regen that... Now with this Blink Dagger, now he can be aggressive. Now he gets to play the game a little bit. And Storm Orchid, not on the same time frame, is going to be a little bit slower. And that's when really can look to make some of these plays that the Storm can't respond to.
It is so much fun to even watch the Blink Dagger build for the DK. There's some DKs who like to go still for the combat build, which is the... not the Maelstrom, more or less, but I think like the AC, SNY, just right-click the enemy kind of build. I've always been a fan of like the initiation and just destroy build, because it's like it's Blink Dagger. You'll have the drums sometimes, and then then you go for all those other items I listed.
Oh, they're pinging out Moonlight. Oh,
Yeah, it looks like he is in a bit of a stitch here as he will get stunned up. The Hex to follow, and they will get the track gold.
and it's just free, and it's those small pickoffs we saw in the Undying game earlier, that the small pickoffs, while sometimes they don't matter, sometimes you say, okay, I died as Enchantress, I died as Earth Spirit, what could I do about it? Not very much, but you need to be really careful giving those away versus this Bounty Hunter. It will really start snowballing, and more.
Yeah, I mean, Yudomi not yet level 6, so the untouchable, I mean, she's touchable, so she
Yeah.
will go down. And it was like you were saying, these track kills are very, like, they're important. And even just dying that little bit, sure, you think you just died, nothing really happened. But with the Bounty Hunter in the game, every track death is a big, important game change. Like,
When you see they're pinging up, Nana's got the Orchid finally, but you're right. Every single death, it matters. It's something that you're already playing versus PentAce. You don't want to be giving them this much net worth.
well, it looks like Latam defenders, they are going to be smoked up for this. But they're going down. They want to wrap out onto Ryoya here. The thing is that he is not only in his ult, but has a blink, and it's not on CD, so...
Oh, he's got to make the call now. He's going to get caught if he shows even for a second here.
They drop a scan, and
perfect.
Ryoya's just out. Yeah, but you see the rest of the team is also TPing out. They're not TPing, but walking. They actually circle exactly where they are, too.
And yet again, even though they don't have vision there, they have this fantastic vision in their jungle. They know that the camps are farmed. They know that nobody's defending this tier 2. And at this stage of the game, these are just the telltale signs that, oh, they're not here. They're either farming their triangle or they're making a play. And without anyone showing mid, it's just a little bit too obvious for PentAce. And they very easily make the call that something's going on here.
Oh, I heard the Orchid go off, though, and they do find Bounty Hunter on the sidelines here. Z-Freak, not in a great spot. He will go down. But this bought him a little bit of extra time to maybe get some aggression to this top, but Valakui would come in, go ahead and eat the Necronomicon creeps.
And that's exactly what he needs to do. He really is the first responder to any tower push, but again, as soon as he gets gone and as soon as they find the damage on PentAce, which, I mean, it's coming up, these are trying to get a BKB next on Monkey King, but it's all on the Storm to find that secondary initiation, to find this disables on these key targets, but they want to fight mid.
I think they want to do a light bait with Z-Freak. They do end up forwarding the tower. They actually ping out the Snaking there. I don't think Snaking was actually in the smoke initially, but the Storm will zip in. They are going to go for Z-Freak, but Z-Freak is the bait here. The black hole is available. No Blink Dagger, though. The silence is going to be there, but it doesn't even matter. Z-Freak will still fall. Moonlight not starting the TP just quite yet. The regen is going to be popped up for Nanana, though. So no real way to chase him down.
And not the worst case scenario. They get the tower, they get that little bit of map control back, and that's why Storm had the regen rune in the first place, and they need to be careful.
Yeah, we'll blink away.
And that's an issue for Latam. It really just is the Storm. That's your instant jump. Other than that, I mean, they're going to continue to farm up, and with the Midas on the table for Ryoya, they're not just going to slow down. They're going to continue to keep this speed going forward, and with the Necro Book on Snaking, if they pop it now, they're going to see this ward mid, but they're going to start to lose that map control that's key when you have the Storm Spirit.
Snaking doesn't even boots. It's 15 minutes in. He's got no boots. All right, there, it's calling on the courier. Good old boots.
Hey, Kuku had a Deso before Kukahook had a Deso before he had boots in the previous game.
To be fair, that was a PA, and, you know, he kind of wants the money. Speaking of money, Valakui gonna be losing a little bit here. No track, though, and, well, Moo is nearby. They'll find the stun and likely the follow-up Hex if they need it. They will finger. Well, I mean, in fairness, that will give him the stack. And this is going to be one of those games where it can extend to that point in time because you are running an Enigma versus Tidehunter game.
Well, and they're not playing around. They just want to get these kills, want to keep on moving, really just denying the map as much as possible while they're farming. And we see all these heroes rotating mid during that rune time. They would love to get Moonlight if he just offers himself up, but it's still very difficult. But Yudomi, that's an easy one.
Yeah, they will get Yudomi. Track is there, the roll out, but they still have vision of him. Oh, he's TPing out, they know. See if he finds this DD rune, though. Oh, never mind then. They find a Valakui, does get tracked up here. Throws out the thanks. Of course, they can't see that part.
Well, and again, sort of a serious problem that they're
Oh
having
my
is, well, you do
god.
have this Tide, you don't have the Blink Dagger, you don't have that initiation, so it's really relying on Storm, and Storm going for this Bloodstone build. We're not seeing an early BKB because there's really no reason for him to get one. And you see the Blink Dagger queued up on Tide, but I feel like PentAce are going to be able to be one step ahead. By the time he gets that, we might be seeing the BKB already out on the Monkey King. We might be, yeah, we're going to have this BKB timing on 3 heroes on PentAce, and it's going to be very difficult for Penta Esports to fight up against that. Their entire team is really magic damage except for Kukahook, and he's farming great, but still very scary to be this Troll Warlord versus the Enigma.
It's actually quite funny. I was doing some item scrolling myself, and Ryoya ended up going in for a Midas instead of finishing up any other particular items. So it really looks like PentAce might be looking towards the possibility of the game going long.
It's just it keeps you ahead. It keeps you towards that very fast level 18. And in fact, it almost secures him to level 12 in a reasonable fashion. And that really is the farm accelerating spell on that hero. If you don't have that, then you really do fall quite far behind. And at this point, it just feels like PentAce, even though the net worth lead isn't deafening, it feels like they're in a very safe spot right now. But much better than last game. Latam can still definitely fight back. They have the levels, they have the items, and it feels like they haven't given up too much of their map just yet. The only soft spot being, I think, this Valkyrie Tide, where they're still lacking that initiation if a team fight were to break out any moment now.
I mean, you do see that the rest of the team is nearby if they want that team fight to happen. The Ravage is available. So is Black Hole. I imagine they might want to wait until... I mean, it does reduce it by 20 seconds. They might want to wait till Enigma's 12 to go for it. Or maybe at least take this tier tower in the top and then move down towards the bot lane. But you actually
Another
see
smoke up.
the Latam defenders are the ones that are poising themselves into the right position. I just realized Earth Spirit has no boots as well. Once that Spirit Vessel as soon as possible, he will actually be 10 gold away, or 110 gold away.
They got him
They have
again.
the reveal, but they get on us chicken. I mean, a chicken for a cat man? Right?
Sure.
I think he's
Maybe.
a cat man.
He's
a cat
very
man.
cute.
No.
He's very cute. He's a very cool Dota looking hero.
It's
but
old man Gondar.
at the same time, these deaths that Z-Freak is giving up they don't feel too bad. It's that information game where even though I'm dying, I'm not giving up track kills. I'm just gonna be here, let my 1, 2, 3 keep on farming up, and if they want to, Valkyrie is dead as a doornail here, but the rest of Autumn are coming.
They have to get it now if they really want to get this. Kukahoot comes in, the silence is going to be there with no BKB on Enigma. He's just dead. You see he's already got that queued up and ready to go. However, the Monkey Ring is going to be there, but Valkyrie actually jumps, then drops the Ravage. And they actually find this two-man pickup.
In a perfect ward coming in from Yadomi, where he was able to see everything. In fact, with that ward, Moonlight was able to get the Spirit Vessel on, and there's just nothing Fear could do at that point. He switched up his builds. He might switch back, but you're right. With the items that they've picked up on PentAce, it looks like they want to fight, or they don't want to fight now. They want to fight later. They want to keep this farm going, and they need to be careful because any bad fight, they do have a troll on the enemy team. They can always run into Roche if they see it, and Latam, they're fighting back this time around.
Look at how fast Z-Freaks goes. It's big, fast Catman. I mean, that's all the tracks going out there. But yeah, they could keep up the fight. They need to keep this pressure going. The only problem is that the pressure really comes in the form of popping these Ravages. And, I mean, it's a long time till it comes back. I say that, though, as Nana comes in. And Lion, he is going down. Moo. It's crazy, actually. A lot of they have the advantage now. It's the first time I've seen for this game that the net worth has gone in their favor.
And something they need to constantly be wary of is just all of the heroes on Latam, the way that they're playing right now, they just jump instantly. They're very fast, and something PentAce haven't been respecting is how fast these heroes are collapsing on them. Well, really, we'll get a freebie in the bot lane on Yadomi. Still, they need more time. I think with the way PentAce are playing this game, they want it to slow down. Even though Fear is switching it back to that BKB over the Ags, they want to slow it down. They want to keep this game going for a little while longer, because Snaking needing a lot of more items. Same with the DK. They want to hit this BKB timing, and once they hit that, it really will be difficult for Latam to find another successful team fight, but more free kills in the meantime.
Dire's courier has been killed.
And another courier, of course. Oh, that had a blink dagger in it.
That was
That's actually a
Snave's.
really
That
good
was
pick
the
there.
Tide, I believe. Or Tide's courier had the blink dagger.
Yeah, Tide's courier Ryoyo picked it. And they'll get this bot tower in tow.
Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
And they really are just waiting. They're going to have double BKB on their cores, and even with that, Snake King does have his Blink Dagger, and he doesn't need to be too worried if he is able to get that Storm Spirit, but the only issue is if the fight does break out a little bit too early, Snake King has to be very careful whenever he shows, because they do have that Storm Spirit that will just hound him until he gets that BKB, and building towards it now, it's going to be a bit before he's able to obtain that item.
But it's going to be a very crucial item to even maintain these team fights in the first place. And, I mean, you pick Enigma kind of for that, to be honest. Kuka Hook, unable to find a route out of those 2 right clicks. Oh, hang on. But they do end up getting a silence out onto Z-Freak here, and Nana will get him. So they still at least get a kill out of this one, but it's going back to that original statement you said that Z-Freak's deaths aren't really impacting the game that heavily. It's more along the lines of you just don't have the track if they want to make a turn while he's dead.
When, if anything, it's a testament to Yudomi and his vision in this game. You take a look at the sentries, you take a look at the wards, and you really get to get a sense of where this bounty hunter is playing at all times, and they've just been able to get these freebies here and there. And if they knew about this Roche, they would come to it, but I think they're going to get it for relatively free now as Kukahook pops the ult.
I didn't even know people usually ult for the Roshan.
I think it's just because they don't have the Vlads on Valkyrie just yet if he was going towards that, so it was doing a little bit of damage to him, but doesn't really mind popping it anyway. It's only 65 seconds until he has it up again, but he has BKB on Kukahook now as well, so really, I feel like Latam are doing everything they need to do, but PentAce, they haven't really gotten into a real team fight yet. We haven't gotten to see that side of them, as they really are finishing a lot of these secondary items and just avoiding the fight versus Latam.
Storm's courier is over here trying to get to the secret shop here. Looks like it's for the rest of the Bloodstone. It's actually going to send it to the opposing shop. Well, a 1-for-1 tower trade, though. It's still on the favorite side of a lot of defenders, because they've got their abilities ready and are posed in front of this tower. The rest of the team is rotating in. The only one that's not there yet is going to be Fear. Yudomi will start the TV back, but it's actually going to be broken. Z-Freak finds the Chakram Toss.
And he's just trying to be annoying. They are pinging the spot wave. They want to get it out because they know Fear is just farming in that one area. But if they get a little bit too ahead of themselves, I mean, if Z-Freak walks into the vision here, it's just going to be more free
hit
kills.
With the ranged whirling, and yep, the rest of defenders will roll in. They'll get him.
And the sentry just clips him, but that's not the target they want to find. They would have loved to make a beeline for this Monkey King as he does show into the wave, but I think they're going to give up the tension. If anything, just let the Storm Spirit farm as much as he can. With that first Aegis, this is really just a gaining map control Aegis. I don't expect them to necessarily break the high ground aside from just prodding for the next few minutes here.
And they're fine with that. If they get any pickups during this more or less farming Aegis, that'd be great, but their overall consensus on it is along those same lines. It's a very still low kill game and very net worth even-esque advantage, I'd say. I mean, it's still a 1k in Latam's favor by the looks of it, 1.5 if looking at the chart. And they want to be able to keep that. They might be able to find these unique one-off picks like this lion up in this top lane, as you saw Nana jumping all the way up there. He will end up dying to the Orchid Burn.
And again, just fantastic vision from Yudomi, and that's the most important aspect of this game. We talked about it way earlier. Just if they can keep the vision game strong, then it's really going to be a problem that they're dealing with. Oh, do they get Relia?
He rolls out.
Just barely TP'd out.
Fear's been over.
They're just farming. Yeah, he's been here for a while.
Yeah, Fear's been hanging in the triangle for quite some time and grabbing the creep wave every time it's come by. And I mean, now that Fear's got the BKB, though, he can be a little bit more, I guess, not cocky. That's the word I'd be looking for. More open with his decisions. Free.
And really,
he can be more free.
Dire's bottom
Well, and
tower
while the
is
vision
under attack.
has been great on Udemy in places that matter, and that's why we keep on seeing PentAce supports sort of falling to it. This monkey is fairly uncontested, and they don't like sticking a hero down here, but they want a big fight.
Oh, that's a big jump in Ravage. They get all of the summons as well as Z-Freak here. And silenced up on the DK.
Oh, no.
Turned up as well. He can't blink away.
And a little bit of greed. And here's the thing. He knows that he doesn't need to pop his BKB. Why? Because that's a 10-second BKB, and you take a look at the waves, and while it's great that they're getting these kills, they're not accomplishing as much as they probably would like. And that's why you see them pinging this mid wave and only sending Udemy back to deal with the bot wave. But still, they're very happy, I think, if you're PentAce. You just lost a DK, you didn't use his BKB, but
Ooh. Oh,
you're going to keep diving.
I mean, he gets jumped by this black
Oh,
hole,
no!
goes through, but there's nobody here for follow-up damage. It's just going to be a finger on one target. They do get Aegis and one kill with that one, but still a beautiful black hole zoning either way. They get the stun out, and Valkyrie will fall. And no, we'll jump away. It's a good black hole. If the Monkey King was here, that would have been everybody dead in the pit. But you do see
was
that
just
Fear's not
absolutely
done.
Beautiful.
He is jumping around. He's going to get diffused here by the ranged Necronomicon, and now we have to jump in. They do need a follow-up stun, but the BKB as well as the ult immediately by Kuku. He turns into a tree! I forgot that gets rid of the targeting because he's not even a targetable hero. He's turned into the tree here, but Fear, he still can't really get in. But at the same time,
perfect.
Ryoya comes in. They turn this around. Kukahook, are they going to find the kill on him is the question. No. Fear, he's going to have to find this turnaround. No, though. It turns back into a tree, but it's not going to find anything here and now. Kukahook coming back in. Ryoya popping the BKB, though. Are they going to get him? The burn damage is there, but it's not enough. He's got enough HP regen. Ryoya is likely to go down here. Throws out the stun to slow it down, but with the enchant available and now likely they will be getting Ryoya, but they do have the rotation in from snaking in here, but no refresher, no nothing, just the Necronomicon, and he will go down as well.
And again, it's so close in these runes. Again, so important. Nana gets the arcane rune. He gets to kite around so long, and that fight looked so good for PentAce for so long, but it was just Kukahook able to kite back, and that original black hole from snaking was beautiful. It actually caught everything that they wanted, but again, they just ran out of gas in the tank. They ended up actually walking out of the Wukong's command because he did remove that targeting. He was able to just take a little bit of a walk back, and yeah, it's still very unfortunate that PentAce aren't able to find sort of that opening that they really want. An opening that it feels like the snaking BKB needs to provide, as they're going to lose more map control, and we know how well a Storm Spirit plays around that. And a BKB on his own on Nana's, it's getting more and more difficult to cage the Storm.
Revealed. Z-Freak gonna hit by the dust here, actually. They will be able to find this kill out on the Moonlight, or will they? They do.
Barely.
I think the urn was on him, but he might have negated it with his own. Was there an urn? Is there? Who has a spirit vessel?
The Earth Spirit has a Spirit Vessel.
Oh, so then it was a heal one. I thought they threw it an offensive one. Interesting.
Well, the issue that they're having right now is Nana just has so many Bloodstone charges that, again, we're seeing the Storm Spirit. I feel like we see this every Storm Spirit game, and why it's such a strong hero is just there isn't really very much counterplay. PentAce haven't been able to really lock him down at any junction, and again, using their Aegis. In Latam, I talk a lot about baiting with these big teams, and just Latam baited them to fight, and they did lose 2 heroes. They lost the Tide, they lost the ES, but then they got ahead of themselves, and it was very unfortunate. And I mean, 9k gold lead, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, you could see it just in the net worth graph alone. Like, it was moderately stable for PentAce, and now it's yeah, gone down to that 9k. It's even drifting down into the 10. It's it is going to be a hard game for them to come back, but I feel like we've seen how good that black hole was. They just need to repeat. I wasn't even a BKB one either. It's 300 off from that BKB. You can see that snaking is actually up here in the top, maybe trying to set up for the next set of creeps here. Still has a tango as well.
They're smoking with this Orchid completed on DK as well, and unfortunately Nana does have the BKB already completed, and again, it's all about the initiation. It's who they're able to find at the beginning of these fights, if they're able to take out those supports, if the Latam heroes aren't close enough, and if Kukahook stays here a little bit longer, then he might actually die in the Dragon Tail with Mu. He's already leading the charge, and I think that's what we might be seeing. And if Kukahook dies right after a pause, I'd be pretty mad as well.
Yeah, I can see the chat literally talking about it in Because I think about 5 minutes ago, this exact time, we did have a pause, and they're talking about it here as well. So it would be pretty annoying to die right after that pause, for sure.
When you see there really is no intention of coming except for maybe the storms. Oh, he's running.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, they've had enough time to think, and they probably are ready to jump on me. Valkyrie is not the target, but unfortunately might be the only target they could get.
If he has no friends, the problem is, and again, they're kind of losing the vision game. Whereas, again, Latam defenders, they have this really good vision. They have these ward sentry combos, and they're playing exactly around the knowledge that they have. And Roche respawning in 30 seconds. Nobody wants to die on this top side of the map. Any pick there is going to lead, again, towards that Roshan, and it's so important at this stage of the game.
There, give me a little smiley face. I mean, it's gone now, though, but yeah, the Roshan is going to be the name of the game. And it's... You already know how much I hate to say it. But it's at the 30-minute mark, and Roshan controls a lot of this, the later game phases. That's where you get your Aegises, you get your Refresher Shards, and you look at it, you've got a Refresher for... You can get the Refresher for the Enigma, double Black Hole, or you can get the Refresher for the Tidehunter. No, it looks like a Valkyrie, though, is just gonna get... just removed. They do drop the Ravage, and with the jump in there, but the stun immediately out on Nana. They end up getting a huge finger with a double Black Hole on the sidelines. This BKB practically wasted. Troll is going to ult immediately, though, resulting in the kill of Snaking Fear. Very low as well. Will go down, and Ryoya next to fall as well. If they get this on the net, and they do with the net, the follow-up bash. They throw out the tip as well, but the tip's not going to change anything as Moo will be next to fall here, because guess what? He'll find the roll on the Moonlight. An ultra kill. They might find...
too far.
Oh, they might find Z-Freak. Get the track on him. Dude, Z-Freak is playing with fire if he's going to be tracking people right here, right now. Ooh, it's the long respawn for Roche.
The Black Hole was just... If he didn't get... If he got that BKB off and it stopped any secondary disable out of the Black Hole, and while he was still getting sucked, I mean, you saw it, as soon as that ended, the BKB Enigma couldn't stand up there, and again, that's that Skull Basher timing on Troll where we see him start to win all of these core matchups, and this is the power of Troll. He's going to be able to force out this Glyph, and he's going to get full stacks, and there we go.
My ears! My ears! Oh
One
my
more
goodness.
just chunk in the tower.
Illusion rune, man. Dire drop a
Even
scan.
after losing your Storm Spirit, that's how good this Troll is. That's how farmed Kukahook is, and it's really a very strong showing. And you see all the priorities reset. And that was with PentAce. They knew full well what they were getting into. They had 2 picks off at the beginning. It's just not valuing the Troll. They really didn't respect him, and they had to use so much to get Valkyrie dead in a clean way. But they're smoking up again. They want to fight just before Ravage comes up.
And they don't know if the Roche is up or not. That might be also what they're trying to check here. They jump in with the Blink immediately. They want to get the kill on Troy. He's going to be Walkscast Hex in the backline, snaking. Maybe looking for the one-man Black Hole, but he doesn't have it up. And Kukahook immediately turning back onto Fear. And this is the thing about Troll, is that he presses R and kills your team. They're going to keep going in there, and they find the stun on the Moo. Moo's just going to go down low. The stun on Ryoya as well, slowed up by the Enchantress. They're trying to put as much pressure as possible, and they will find him as Nana zips in there and cleans him up as well. And now they're going to walk down mid, and the thing is that they want to force buybacks. There's no buybacks to force.
If they hit T4, this is actually game. They might check, they might prod to see after this. They could just go for another Rax, but yeah, they're going to start hitting.
They want to take the advantage that they have, and there's actually nothing that PentAce can do. There's no buyback on the Monkey for another 100 gold and 1375 for this DK.
Oh, no.
And they buy back into the Ravage. There's nothing for buyback on Enigma either. He's got 4 gold left. They buy back immediately onto the line. He goes down. The buyback for Enigma is available. The Bounty Hunter is the only one alive, and they will buy back Enigma. He has Black Hole, but you can't defend with the Bounty Hunter and an Enigma. This game is over. A lot of defenders will take a game off of PentAce as the Aegis and the Ancient falls. Latam defenders will take the last game of the day of the series and more importantly, a game off of PentAce.
Kukadarius. That's the name of the game. And what a beautiful silence. It was actually right when they caught him. It was the follow-up. He was able to get the Hex after the Dragon Tail onto Kukahuk, but it was Moonlight who had the perfect geomagnetic grip onto Mu. He wasn't able to get the follow-up Earth Spike in. They weren't ready for that silence. Everything turned on its head at that point. Snake King wasn't able to get in on that fight. Nana played the perfect counter game, and Kukahuk was just way too strong, and having that free open mid lane, they just died way too close to the racks. PentAce did nothing wrong there as well. On paper, they don't have Ravage for another 40 seconds. They want to find a fight, but playing into Latam defender's vision, they just got the perfect jump. They had the perfect kills, and what a crazy turnaround at that game.
It was super crazy, and you're right. They didn't really do anything wrong. It's just they died so close to the base, and then it was obvious like there's no Roche they could turn to. They died in their triangle, and there was no counter objective, so they went down mid, and they ended the game. They weren't expecting them to walk down mid. There's like you got the silence out on the DK, and it just wasn't enough. You got the Basher on the Monkey on Fear, and you couldn't find anything. The black holes were good, but we just couldn't get enough. And with that being the case, Latam defenders they get to take the game.
And I think as we go forward in this BTS Pro Series, we're going to see the Storm Spirit valued more and more heavily over the Void Spirit, as even as we saw in the previous game. This Void Spirit isn't able to put out nearly as much damage as the Storm Spirit, even though there is that control aspect. And again, we just saw these amazing plays coming out from both the Storm and the Troll. It was just an amazing performance on both sides, and man, what a turnaround. I can't believe the game's over. PentAce were not expecting it. They wanted to go way later, especially with the items they built, the heroes they drafted, but a lot of defenders hit when the iron was hot.
Yeah, they wanted to make sure they weren't going to get away with that game, and they did so with a incredible fashion. But ladies and gentlemen, that's actually it. There's no other games tonight, and I say that with both remorse and with praise, as we have been casting for 9 hours, 4 minutes, and 30 seconds. So, anything you want to say on the way out, ET? Well, so I can let you go to bed?
No, just tune in tomorrow. Even though PentAce did lose this, they are still at the top of the standings, and now Latam even closer, edging it out. PentAce do have a few more games to be played, but keep watching. Watch tomorrow. 5-man Midas versus the Cut. Black and Yellow Ego Boys. Well, I guess Ego Boys already won that. But
I was gonna say,
Four Zoomers Arkosh is the big
Ping
one.
Infinity.
Last game of the night. Yeah. Great games coming tomorrow. So just stay tuned, guys. It's good Dota.
So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you enjoyed tonight's showing of the BTS Pro Series number 5. 4 total series going through, and a couple of 2-0s and a couple 1-1s. So we hope you thoroughly enjoyed, but I also believe that this is the end of both myself and ET. It might not be the end of ET, though. I believe either tomorrow you're either going to have Mike and MLP back, or it's going to be Ricky and some mysterious caster that I haven't heard of yet. And I'm saying that with full exactly. I'm saying this in full elusivity because I have no idea who actually is going to be there tomorrow, whether it is going to be MLP and John, or it's going to be Ricky, and I don't think it is going to be Neff. I think he's actually busy. So there's a chance that ET might get asked. And ET's right here. He'll tell me, hopefully.
It could just be Ricky and Ricky. We never know.
Yeah, it could be Ricky and then the actual hero Ricky, where he's just invis. It could just be that. But the only way that you're going to find out, ladies and gentlemen, is by tuning in tomorrow at, what was it again? It was 1 p.m. PST or 4 Eastern Standard Time tomorrow for some more Dota 2 action on the BTS Pro Series. This is PartyPetee and ET signing off.